We're live. Hello. This is what I use to call. I use Google Voice and Burner app. Yep. Call this list from top to bottom, regardless of where I left off. Ring ring. Hello. This is Brian. Am I speaking with Beep Boop? Well, I'm calling because I have the tax information for that property right next to me, and it looks like you were getting the professional help and maybe trying to get it sold. And I was just curious to know when you were gonna hire the right agent to get the job done. Well, Mr. Sellers, I guess I'm curious about your lovely home. It's in a great geographic location with great schools. If you don't mind me asking, when you originally put it on the market, was there any particular reason why you would even consider selling? Okay, and listen, I appreciate your willingness to share that with me. The more you're willing to share with me, the better equipped I am to provide you with information that could be helpful or useful in some way. So I'm wondering if that's still something that's important to you or have things changed forever? Okay, so it sounds like that's still something that's important. It's just that you're not specifically clear as to how come it didn't sell and what you need to change to ensure that it does. I guess I'm wondering, how did you happen to pick the agent they hired to help? Hmm. And really, oftentimes, agents use that as an excuse. I'm wondering though, you strike me as someone who has a lot of common sense, and you seem to understand this process pretty well. What do you feel like they should have been doing? And my job, Mr. Seller, is to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything. Let me ask it this way. If you had an offer that was very reasonable and very acceptable to you in the next 30 to 90 days that could allow you to still make this move happen, would you see any disadvantage in that? Great. Well, just by you saying that, it demonstrates that we should get together and discuss the options. May I make a suggestion? Well, based on what you've been kind enough to share with me, I'm hearing a couple of things very clearly. The first is that you still want to make this move to Texas happen. The second thing I'm hearing really clearly, the next thing I'm hearing is really through no fault of your own because you weren't getting the great service. You are not specifically clear as to why it didn't sell and what changes we could make in terms of approach, perhaps a plan that would allow you to accomplish your goals and objectives. So what I like to do is this, and I wouldn't really mind because I'm in the area all the time anyways. I'd love to have the opportunity to pop by, see the home through the eyes of the buyer, and what I can do is this, I can show you a couple of things very clearly. Number one, we can see how come it didn't sell and which approach we need to change in terms of a more proactive and aggressive approach that could help you accomplish your goals and objectives. In this way, whatever you decide to do, Mr. Seller, whether you decide to stay put or you decide to make a move, you have all of the information that you need so you can make the decision that you feel is best for you and your family. And if we were to meet, is there typically a day of the week that would normally work out better for you? And if we were to meet on Tuesdays, typically is 3 or 5 work better for you. Perfect. I'll put you in my calendar and I'll send you an email with a copy of my resume so you can get a better understanding of how my team and I work. What's the best email to use? And before I let you go, Mr. Seller, I just have a few quick questions. And if we were to meet on Tuesdays, typically is 3 or 5. Thank you for your time again, Mr. Seller. My name is Brian. Perfect. I'll put you in my calendar and I'll send you an email with a copy of my resume. I can help you with, so you can get a better understanding of how my team and I work. What's the best email to use? And before I let you go, Mr. Seller, I just have a few quick questions so I can prepare for our meeting. Thank you for your time again, Mr. Seller. My name is Brian. It was a pleasure speaking to you. If there is ever anything else I can help you with, feel free to reach out.
Hey, what time are you leaving again?
So that game's at 8. I can wait till 6. Mmm. It's actually very good. You want some? I wonder this is healthy. Soda. Oh, those me. Sit. Mmm. This is Brian. It's actually very good, Mr. Seller. Well, I'm calling because I have the tax information for that property right next to me, and it looks like you were getting professional help and maybe trying to get it sold, right? I was just curious to know when you were going to hire the right agent to get the job done. While I have you on the phone, Mr. Seller, I guess I am just curious about your lovely home. It's in a great geographic location, tax information with great schools. Right next if you don't mind me asking, and it looks like you were getting professional on the market, maybe trying to get it sold, right? Particular reason why you would even I was just curious to know when you were going to hire the right agent to get the job done, okay? And listen, while I have you on the phone,
I
Mr. Seller, I guess I am just
your
curious about your
willingness to
lovely
share
home
that
that's in a
with
great
me.
geographic
The more you're willing to
location.
share with me,
With
the
the
better
better equipped I
schools.
am to
If you don't
provide
mind
you
me
with
asking,
information that could, when you originally put it
help
on the market,
or
was there
useful in
any
some way.
particular reason why you would even consider
So I'm wondering
selling
if
this
that's still
beautiful home?
something that's important to you, or have things just
Okay.
changed forever?
And listen, okay, so it
I
sounds like that's still
appreciate
something that's
your
important. It's
willingness
just
to
that
share that with
you're not
me.
specifically
The
clear
more
as
you're
to
willing
how
to
come
share
it
with
didn't
me, the
sell,
better
and we need to
equipped I am
change
to
to ensure
provide you
that
with
it does.
information that could
I
be
guess I'm wondering,
helpful
how did
or
you happen
useful
to
in some
pick the
way.
last agent they hired?
So I'm wondering if that's still something
really
that's important to you, or
oftentimes
have things
agents
just
use
changed
that as an
forever.
excuse. I'm wondering though.
Okay, so it
You
sounds like
strike
that's
me
still
as someone
something
who
that's
has a lot of
important.
common
It's just
sense.
that
You're
you
not
seem to
specifically
understand this
clear as
process
to how
pretty
come it
well.
didn't sell, and
What do you
need
feel
to
like they
change
should
to
have been
ensure that
doing?
it does.
I guess
And
I'm
my job,
wondering,
Mr. Seller,
how did you happen to
is to
pick the
help you.
last agent
It's never
they
to
hired
talk
to
you
help?
into doing anything.
Really,
Really,
ask it this way: if
oftentimes
you had an
agents
offer
use
that was
that as
very
an
reasonable,
excuse. I'm
and
wondering
very
though.
acceptable to you,
You
in
strike me as someone who has a lot of common sense.
the next
You seem
month
to
or so that
understand
would
this
allow you
process
to
pretty
make
well.
things happen.
What do you feel like they
What does
should
that
have
mean
been
for you and your
doing?
family?
And my job, Mr. Seller,
Great. Well, just
is
by
to
saying
help
that
you.
demonstrates that
It's
we should
never
get
to
together.
talk you into doing
May I
anything.
make a suggestion?
Let me ask it this way: if you had an offer that
Well,
was
Mr.
very
Seller,
reasonable, I'm
and
not
very
in the
acceptable
business
to
of
you, and
wasting time, and I specialize in
in the
selling
next
homes
month or
just
so
like
that
yours
would
on
allow you
the
to make
market
things
that didn't
happen.
sell.
What
I
does
like
that
to
mean
come
for
by
you
for
and your
just
family?
20 minutes and show you what I do differently to get houses sold
Great.
in
Well,
today's
just by
market.
saying that demonstrates that we
Because
should get
you
together.
wouldn't do anything less
May I
than
make a
makes sense to you,
suggestion?
right, Mr. Seller? Well, Mr.
Okay,
Seller,
and if you were to
I'm
meet,
not in
would
the
3
business of
o'clock work
wasting
for you
time,
today?
and I
Or would 4 be
specialize in
better?
selling homes just
Well,
like
we
yours
already
that
have
were
a
on the
friend in
market and didn't
business.
sell. I like to come by for
Oh,
just 20
okay.
minutes and show
So
you
you
what I do
already have
differently
a
to get
friend
houses
that's
sold
a
in today's
realtor?
market. And you already
Because
signed with them,
you
right?
wouldn't
You wouldn't do anything less than
Oh, I
makes sense
have
to you,
time.
right, Mr. Seller?
Okay. Okay, I
Okay, and
completely
if you
get
were to
it.
meet with
And I'm
3
sure they are a
o'clock
good
work for
agent
you
because
today,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't just
oh,
list with
4
them
be
because they
better.
are your friend, right?
Oh, we already have a friend
Okay,
in
and you want to make
business.
sure they do a good job. Let me
Oh,
ask you,
okay.
if
So
there was
you
a
already
significant
have a
advantage
friend
for
that's
you
a
to work with
realtor,
someone other than
and
your
you already
friend,
signed with them,
is
right?
that still something you
Oh, I
might
haven't
consider?
time. Well, I
Okay,
feel obligated.
okay, I completely get
I
it. And I'm
understand
sure
how
they
you
are a
would
good
feel
agent because you
obligated to
wouldn't
work
just
with them,
list with them
Mr.
because
Seller.
they are your friend, right?
Do you consider the sale of your
Okay, and
home
you
to
want to
be
make
a
sure they do a
business
good job.
transaction
Let me
for
ask
you?
you, if there was a
And I'm sure
significant
that you want to
advantage for
make
you to work with
sure
someone other
that
than your friend,
that you do the best
is that
financial
still
decision for
something
your
you might
home.
consider?
Well, I
And
feel
most sellers
obligated.
typically take the time
I
to interview a
understand why you
couple
would
of
feel
different agents
obligated to work
just to
with
get a
them,
couple
Mr.
different
Seller.
options about
Do you
price
consider the
and make
sale
sure
of
they
your
get
home
top
to be
dollar
a
commission
business
and
transaction
give the
for
best
you?
commission structure and also
And
marketing
I'm sure that you
to
want to
make sure they're
make
getting the
sure
most
that
proactive
that you do
and
the best
aggressive
financial
marketing plan.
decision for your
Is
home.
that something that you're open
And
to at
most
all?
sellers
Sellers typically take the time to interview a couple
The
of
only
different
reason I was
agents
asking
just to get a
Mr.
couple
Seller
different
about getting a
options about
second option is
price
that a lot
and
of
make sure they
properties
get
that
top
we
dollar
actually
commission
list,
and
we
getting
sell
the
them
best commission
substantially
structure and
above
also
asking
marketing
price.
to
Let
make
me
sure
give
they're
you a
getting
quick
the
example.
most proactive
We
and
just sold a
aggressive
property
marketing
on
plan.
Mount Holly for
Is that
$10,000
something that you're
above
open to
asking
at all?
price.
Is that something that you'd be open to
The
even
only
looking
reason
at
I
at
was
this point?
asking Mr. Seller about
Getting a second option is that a lot of
what do you
properties
think
that
about
we
my time?
actually list, we sell them substantially
Do you
above
want to do my
asking
live stream?
price. Let me give you a quick example.
Why?
We just sold a property on Mount Holly for $10,000 above asking price. Is that something that you'd be open to even looking at this point?
Because you
What do
have
you
to
think
do
about my
it.
time?
Because it's not even 11, bro.
You have to do it. Yeah, because
Do
I'm
you want to do
Because
my
I
calling
live stream?
him.
role play first.
I'm calling
Why?
him.
And I'll start calling and I'll do it as I'm with person.
It's not my
Just
business.
relax, man.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
Hey, give me a hug. You're paying me to because I didn't want to see me.
Well, it takes you 2 hours to do one
Because you have to do
CNA.
it.
Because it's not even 11, bro.
You have to do it. Yeah, because I'm
Because I
calling
have to
him.
role play first.
I'm calling him.
And I'll start calling and I'll do it as I'm role play. Just relax, man. Relax.
Okay, I gotta go back.
Okay, you have to walk.
Okay.
Well, it takes you 2 hours to do one CNA.
Come on, man. Hey, listen, man. Chill out. You're squishing me. I forgot you were in
I have to get a sniff.
This is Brian. Am I speaking with Beep Boop? I'm calling because I have the tax information for that property right next to me. It looks like you're working as a professional. I don't have time. Bring me a buyer and I'll pay you 3%. I want to wait to sell. I'm no longer interested in selling. I have a friend in the business. We want to list with a flat fee
I have to
broker.
get a
We're
sniff.
going to keep the property as a rental. I'm going to
This
sell
is
it
Brian.
myself.
Am I speaking
I don't
with
see
Beep
how
Boop?
that can happen.
I'm calling
Because
because
I
I
have
have
the
the
tax
charge.
information for that
So
property
you
right
just
next
want
to
the
me. It looks like
listing.
you're working as a
We're
professional.
gonna relist
I don't
again,
have
but if
time.
you have
Bring me
a
a
buyer,
buyer,
you
I'll
can
pay
bring them.
3%. I
We're
want
not
to
gonna
relist,
relist,
but if you have a buyer, you can bring them.
selling.
I
I have
appreciate
friends
the
in
offer and I
business.
understand
You
why
wanna
you
list
wouldn't
it
want to
flat fee,
relist
bro.
it again, but let me
Keep
ask
the
you
property
this.
as a rental.
Are you
You can
interested
sell it
in selling the
myself.
property
I don't
quickly,
see how that
or
can
if you do
happen.
sell it,
How
are
much
you
do you
looking to get the
charge?
most amount of
So
money
you
in
just
your
want the
pocket?
listing.
We're gonna relist
If I
it
can
again, but
show
if you
you
have
a
a buyer, you
way,
can bring them.
do you have a
We're not gonna
buyer?
relist, but if you have a buyer, you can bring them.
Oh,
I
do I have
appreciate
a
the
buyer?
offer,
That's
and I
a great
understand why you
question.
wouldn't
So it
want to
sounds
relist it
like there
again, but
is
let me
some
ask you
interest in
this.
selling the property.
Are you interested
And
in selling
if
the
I
property
told you
quickly,
had a
or if
buyer
you
to
do
sell
sell
it,
it,
would you
are you
believe
looking
me?
to get the most amount of money in your
Like
pocket?
if I called you today and I
If
told
I
you
can
I had a
show you
buyer,
a way,
wouldn't you be
do
wondering,
you have a
where
buyer?
were
Were
you
the last 3 months that my home was on the
Oh,
market? Do I have a buyer? That's a great question. So it sounds like there is some interest in selling the property.
where's that
And
objection?
if I told you I had a buyer, Mr. Seller, would you believe me?
Hey, where's that objection? Like
If I called you today and I told you I had a buyer,
Can you give me?
wouldn't you be wondering where were you the last 3 months that my home was on the market?
I'm gonna listen.
Where's that objection?
Or should I close your mind, dude?
Hey, where's that objection?
How come? So you just want the listing? Or can you give me? Yeah, you were. And then it's, what are you gonna do differently? I'm gonna listen.
I don't have that objection.
So you just want the listing? Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, here it is. Why didn't you bring me a buyer when the home was on the market? Well, that's a great question, and I hear where you're coming from. Let me put it over there. I don't have that objection.
So you just want the listing? Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, here it is. Why didn't you bring me a buyer when the home was on the market? Well, that's a
Do you
great
have a
question,
buyer?
and I hear where you're coming from. Let me put it over there. All right, it's time to start calling. Let me start live streaming on Instagram too. Might as well start. Nobody's gonna be watching. Okay. Do you have a buyer? Go live. Expired. Cold call. All right, it's time to start calling. Let me start live streaming on Instagram too. Might as well start. Nobody's gonna be watching. Okay. Go live.